Despite Colonel Turner's best efforts, it took some, significant needling to get him to commit to a hail and farewell date. And once he finally committed to the hail and farewell date, we started the ball rolling to get this done, to meet the hail and farewell date, and then he backs it up a week. So then we couldn't get it done in that week.
Who's the sailor with the sweater?
And then he goes out and gets LASIK surgery. So it changed the dynamic of this whole thing. But the first time I had been XO for 5th Marines for maybe 2 weeks before Colonel Turner checked the board and had his change of command. And I remember the first time he came in, and he's toting a surfboard or two. I don't remember how many you had, sir, but and he stored them in Colonel Buell's office. And every morning he'd come in, he'd go out surfing, he'd come in with the surfboard, and I'm thinking, well, that's interesting. Regimental commander, first thing he doesn't bring in pubs or anything else. He's bringing in the surfboard. So he brings in the surfboard, and then I notice his attire. And, I'm thinking, hey, Colonel coming from the Pentagon, he's probably going to be dressed like Kurt Boyd over there. No, that's not what he does. Damn it. No, he's wearing a t-shirt. He's wearing his rainbow flip-flops. He's wearing his board shorts. And I'm thinking, this might be all right. And so as Colonel Turner, we start working with Colonel Turner. We quickly realized that when you get an awesome from Colonel Turner, it could be something good, like you really did an awesome job, or it could be something bad.
So 75% of the time,
and a lot of times you don't really know when you get an awesome. You're left wondering, all right, so is that good or bad? I'm not really sure. And the other thing we quickly learned about Colonel Turner is that that whether or not you're done when you get all right, gents, what else? And when you get the what else, you know that it's all over. But sir, one thing that's been consistent from the time that you're here, you've been here with us as our commanding officer, is that you have trusted us. You've trusted your subordinates. You have provided just enough guidance and direction to lead us to meet your intent, but then you back off and you let us do it in a way that we can use our own initiative to achieve that intent. And all of that, and the way that you've done it, your calmness, never once have I seen Colonel Turner lose his temper. Never once have I seen Colonel Turner raise his voice. Never once have I seen Colonel Turner be hard on someone. Not once. It's always leadership. It's even-keeled. It's created an environment that everyone enjoys coming to work, regardless of how busy we are. Regardless, that you know that it's going to be a horrible day, just because not because of the command structure and everything else, but because of what you have to do, the things you have to do, the difficulties. And that being said, sir, I really thank you for the last week and a half of ceremonies. That's been awesome.
Very awesome.
But sir, you created a command climate that it was a joy for all of us to come to work. From the time that you showed up, and we were like 3 months behind where we should have been in PTP to go to Afghanistan, throughout Afghanistan, and then returning, and all the difficulties. And on behalf of the staff and all the Marines of 5th Marine Regiment, it has been an honor to work for you, and it truly just has been a blessing to have you as our commanding officer.
Thank you, Paul.
Sure.
Awesome.
So, on that note, he came with the surfboard, and
He leaves with one.
And I do have to say,
Gosh, it's got the.
we had this surfboard.
There's more on the other
custom-made,
side.
And
There you go.
and we were a little bit concerned because about a month or 6 weeks ago, we went to Margaritaville, and you know, the Officer Wives Club, they were doing their raffles and all that stuff, the bidding, and I had talked to Carol before about some potential gifts, and I told Carol, hey, it drives my wife crazy when I get something giant and it's got to go on the wall. and then she's like, she doesn't know if she can hurt my feelings by saying, no, we're not going to hang that up, or, what we do. So, when I talked to Carol, I said, hey, we want to get him something that he's going to use, that he can use. So what do you think about,
He's probably not going to want to use that.
And Carol says, hey, that's a great idea. So we go to Margaritaville, and there's this surfboard that's up for raffle, for bidding. And Colonel Turner gets on his phone, and he starts looking around at prices on how much that surfboard is, and how much, he could get a similar surfboard out in town. And I look at Carol as he's looking at it, and I do this, no. And Carol goes to Colonel Turner, he's like, honey, I don't think we need another surfboard right now. And Colonel Turner's like, oh, all right. So, and then afterwards, I asked Colonel Turner, I was like, hey, sir, did you like that surfboard? And so we talked a little bit about, the type of surfboard that you wanted, and hopefully this fits the bill. And at that point, we had it all set. So
It's awesome.